Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the MakeCode Arcade Advanced stream. I'm Richard, at Richard on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Shannon, at Shakao on the MakeCode forums.
And I'm Vivian, at Lift Your Phone on the MakeCode forums.
And today we had an idea for a game, and we're going to first let me address. We're going to come back to drag racing tomorrow, but we came up with an idea today with Shannon and Vivian, and Shannon's not going to be here tomorrow, so we're going to start a new idea. We're going to finish drag racing tomorrow, and then we're probably going to come back to this idea and keep it going for a few days. But while it's hot in our minds, we're going to make sure that we, serve it up. So let's go ahead and get started. But like I said, we will be doing drag racing tomorrow. Don't worry, we haven't forgot about all of those animals. Okay, so to start off, let's kind of briefly go into what this game is about. And I'm just going to pitch it like I did earlier, which is Shannon and Vivian, are you familiar with gardening video games?
I am very familiar.
Now, would you say that most gardening video games you have played are, very similar and kind of revolve around the same mechanics?
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
I think you'll find there has not been much innovation in the garden video game industry in the past 20 years. But we are here to fix that at MakeCode Arcade Advanced Stream Industries. We're going to be making a horticulture video game where you bring weird plants and you're going to cross-pollinate them to make weirder plants. And so the ideas I had for these plants are that they all have different behaviors. Like one plant might say hello to you every time you come into a garden, and another plant might get up and walk around. And the idea is that when you cross-pollinate these two plants, you might get another plant who says hello to everybody as it walks around town. So we're going to start coming up with weird behaviors for plants. We're going to write some code to make it so that they automatically cross-pollinate when they're near each other and you've got bees and stuff. And when that happens, you're going to start making some new plants, ones that we haven't even thought of, that are going to have weird behaviors, and hopefully we'll get some cool stuff out of it. And this will probably be a multi-stream game because what I said just now was a lot, but yeah, I think it'll be fun. So let's get started. And as I'm starting with the code and the tile maps and stuff, I think we're going to need some assets from you guys.
Sounds good.
Can do.
And also, if the people at home want to contribute anything, please post some plants in the Twitch chat, some drawings that are 16 by 16, because then we'll try and work them into the game. I'm going to start right now with the town. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just a reminder, these do have to be assets that you draw yourself without references because we're using them on the stream. But we would love to see stuff from you guys.
And even if we don't get them in the stream, if you put something in, we'll try and work them in afterwards. So, all right. Vivian or Shannon, would one of you do a protagonist?
Oh my gosh, Shannon.
Vivian.
No.
I'm in.
Okay, fine. Richard, what are you feeling?
She won by stream law.
Vivian's so good at protagonists.
But
okay?
I don't know. It's a lot of pressure, man. Okay, what is our vision? Who is the gardener?
Well, I was thinking about something that plants seeds, and the only thing I could think of are birds. Maybe like a crow?
Sure. Oh, okay, I feel like this has to be Shannon then. Shannon is our go-to crow provider.
Okay, I can draw a crow.
There we go.
This was my plan, to make Shannon regret it as soon as...
16 by 16 also?
Yeah.
Cool.
And I think we'll use a top-down perspective, but you don't need to do all the directions and everything. If you just do left and right, we can do that thing where, Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go into the scene category and drag out a tile map. And we're just going to make some simple tiles to start. I'm probably not going to get too detailed. Just going to do some things like grass and dirt. And then we will off stream, I might come in and like pretty it up for the next one. So let's go ahead and just make something that looks kind of grassy. I'm just gonna put in some little shapes. I love these guys, the guys that are little triangles with pixels, you know. They're my favorites.
Wow, I'm going to tell the other pixels you said that.
Go ahead. Deny it. And now we're gonna do the classic dirt, which is like this, and then you put in some of these. And then maybe, you know, some of this. And maybe one of these. And you got dirt.
Woo. Wow, it looks good. Grass.
I'm gonna get rid of the corners on these guys. But yeah. All right. So we'll give us a little patch of dirt to do our gardening in. And we want to, I think, do another tile real quick, which is going to be like tilled soil. So we're going to do this. Going to do some lines. I'll draw it. I don't want it to look so regular. There we go. Let's see how that looks, I guess. I think I'm going to make it go to the edges because that will look a bit better. Maybe only the edges on one side, so it doesn't like become super stripy. Yeah, that looks good. And let me get rid of that. I just want it to be in my tile map so that I can use it in my code. And I think the last thing I want to do, the thing that I always forget to do, is I'm going to just go ahead and make a start tile real quick. So let's make this all green. And we'll just put in something to mark this as our player tile. So I'm just going to put in like a P1. And we'll go ahead and put the player up here. Cool. Okay. So we got a basic tile map. It doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't look terrible either. So let's go ahead and go into our game now and create our protagonist. So for now, it's just going to be a square. And by the way, Shannon, feel free to not be detailed at all with this protagonist.
Okay.
Going to make it a pink square for now. We're going to go ahead and make it so we can move it with the buttons. And we're also going to make it so that the camera follows them. And let's give them a variable name. Go ahead and make a new variable called the player. All right, that looks good. But I went through all the trouble to make this P1 tile. Let's use it. I'm going to go ahead and go into the scene and get a place on top of random. Change this to the player, and then change this to our P1 tile. And I think we're going to need an extension either right now or eventually. So I'm going to go and go into extensions and add one of our old favorites, the Tilemaps Extension. So the Tilemaps extension is a really useful one to use if you're doing stuff with Tilemaps. It's just got a lot of extra blocks that aren't in the scene category by default. And, you know, a lot of them can be pretty useful in your game. The reason I'm adding it right now is because I want to take that P1 tile that we have, and I want to change it into just grass so that we don't see it when we move off of it. So to do that, I'm just going to go into this Tilemaps one. I'm going to do a cover, and I'm going to cover all of the P1 tiles with grass. Hooray! It's gone now. Okay. So we've got that going. We can move around our tile map and the camera follows us. So let's get to tilling. I think that for tilling, I'm just going to make it really simple for now. I'm going to do an on overlaps. Yeah, let's do an on A button pressed actually. So we're going to do an on A button pressed, and then we're going to look at the tiles that we're overlapping, and we will make them into tilled soil if they are this dirt. So let's go ahead and get a location of block, and we want to get the location of our player. So let's go ahead and set this to current tile. Change this to be the player. And then inside of Tilemaps, we can check to see if that tile is dirt or not. So we'll do that. We'll go ahead and get our current tile, put it in here, change this to dirt. And yeah, now we're checking to see if we're on dirt when we press the A button. So we also want to set that tile. So I'm going to go into scene and grab the set at location block. And I'm going to set it to be dirt and then use our current tile again. So let's test this out. Till, 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 till. There we go.
Man, now I want to make a game about shapes. I feel like, so connected to this square.
Don't worry, the crow's going to be great. No pressure at all, Shannon.
Thanks.
No.
All right. So I think that we want to do something in our gardening game to make it so that we can have different tools that we switch between. So I'm going to do an inventory, and we'll see how fast I can do this. I've never done this before, on stream at least. So let's see.
I'm sure you have.
Have I done an inventory?
We've done mining. The mining on Mars game had something like an inventory, right?
I don't think that was one of mine.
Was that Daryl? Possibly.
Is that another doing a Daryl that we never realized? Inventories?
Maybe.
Definitely right. Mining games is Daryl.
So we're going to go into button, and I'm going to use the on menu button pressed. Let me briefly turn this into on B pressed so that I can show you right now what happens when you press menu, which is you get the standard MakeCode pause screen. But if you want to use the menu button, you can. It just means that when people play your game, they're not going to get that pause screen anymore. As soon as I put this block in my program, it doesn't show up anymore. But now I can do whatever I want. So I'm going to make a variable, and it's going to be called inPauseScreen. And we're going to set it to be true. And we want to make sure that while we are messing with our inventory, the player can't move around. So I'm going to go ahead and take this move the player with buttons and change it to be 0, 0. And you know what? I'm thinking maybe I should organize my code a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and say open inventory. And I'm going to make another function called close inventory. And let's go ahead and call that right now.
Oh man,
in the menu.
Richard, I gained so many quarters yesterday. It was ridiculous. I was deeply confused why things weren't working.
Actually, I'm going to make it so the menu button is a toggle. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. I'm going to use this in pause screen variable. And if we are in the pause screen, then we want to close our inventory. And so inside of this close inventory, we're going to go ahead and set this in pause screen to be false. And because I started using the word inventory, I'm actually going to rename this variable real quick. Yeah, I was going to do in inventory. Because then I would have to keep saying that.
What a missed opportunity.
Okay. So we were moving but with buttons. We also want to do the opposite over here. So we'll just get rid of these arguments over here, and this will make it so we can move again. And we can test this out real quick. We'll press menu, and can't move. If I press it again, I can move again. Neat. Oh. All right. Now I'm going to use a trick that we used in a recent game, the Protagonist. And it is using one of Joey's extensions because he added a really cool block that I like a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and go to pxt, jwonderroll/pxt sprite.
Oh boy.
Arcade,
sprite?
yeah.
Arcade.
Singular.
Got it.
Yeah. First try.
jwonderroll/arcade-sprite-util.
Don't know what else it could have been.
Yeah. All right, so inside of this extension, there's a really cool block, which is render on z-index to screen. And this is really great for if you're doing something like a menu, because you can actually just draw it on the screen on top of everything else. Instead of having to create a bunch of sprites and manage all of them and then destroy them, it's pretty useful for something that you don't have to kind of move around with. So I'm going to be using that right now. I'm going to set the z-index to be something pretty high, so like 100. And we're going to make it so that this only runs if the inventory is visible. So we'll go ahead and put it in there. We'll do a variable inventory visible. And we can draw now straight to the screen. So this screen variable that we have in here, this is actually the image that is the screen of Arcade. So I can do whatever I want with it, you know? If I wanted to, I could go into images and use Shannon's favorite block.
Change color? Yeah.
And change all of the green into blue. Oh, right, I have to press inventory. Bye-bye.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that was a quarter.
Ha ha! Yay! Excellent.
Yeah, so you can do whatever you want with the screen image inside of this function, which is really neat. It'll only affect things that are below your z-index though. So anyway, I don't actually want to do this change color thing. Instead, I want to just draw something on top of the screen. So I'm actually going to go into images, and I'm going to do a fill rectangle. And we're going to fill the rectangle in the screen. And I think we want to leave a little bit of border because I like it when menus don't take up the whole screen. So let's say like 10 pixels. So I want it to fill this rectangle at 1010. And then I want it to have 10 pixels on the right and 10 pixels on the left also. So I'm going to take the screen width and I'm going to subtract 20 from it. So 140. That's 10 for the left side and 10 for the right side. For the height, I'm going to do the same thing. 10 for the top and 10 for the bottom. So it's going to be 100. And for the color, I'm just going to use this, brown-ish, beige-ish color. Cool. So now I've got a nice little inventory. Let's make it look a little bit nicer. So I'm going to go into here, and I think I'm going to also draw a rectangle. And I'm going to use the same parameters, but this will make it so that I can have a nice little border around it. So let's do that. Let's make the border brown. Change this to be screen. Cool. Now it's kind of more clearly defined, so it doesn't just kind of fade into the dirt that's around. And we also want to, I think, print some text. So I believe Joey added this. Nope.
I don't, yeah.
Put it on the list.
Mm.
Someone.
Yeah. Print text.
Yeah. It's cool. It just means I'm gonna have to draw some text. Whoops. Let's make this like 60 by 10. And now I'm gonna write the word inventory. This is gonna be some exciting streaming content.
Oh, Unsigned Radio says there's an extension that Pelly made?
I'd believe it.
I'd believe that too. Sounds like a fact.
If Pelly made it, it's probably in the extension list. So let's see. Nope. But
oh, wait, do you want the name of it? Because it's in.
Yeah, do you have it?
Pelly K Han / arcade. Oh, arcade-image.txt. Yeah. Pelican.
Cool.
Oh, cute.
I also had this realization like 8 months after been working with Pelly.
Incredible.
All right. Well, this is going to disappoint the fans because they're no longer going to be able to see me draw the word inventory, which would take a very long time. So you're going to have to answer to them. But now we have this nice print block. So I'm going to go ahead and do this print screen. Going to make this inventory. And I think that we'll do for the color, we'll do like, well, the white doesn't contrast super well with the beige. So I'm just going to do like black for now. And we want it to be like inside of our border. So I'm going to make this like, I don't know, 14.
My favorite year.
Nice. What happened in 1414?
That's the year that they invented tomatoes.
I don't think they invented tomatoes.
Richard, were you there? This game is about the creation of tomatoes. Facts.
Okay, so we've got the inventory up here now, and I'm going to draw a line under it. So let's go ahead and go into images again, and this time we're going to do another fill rectangle. And we're going to change this to be screen. We're going to make this x 14, and we're going to make this y 14 plus like 2, so like 16. For the width, we want to do, let's see, we're using 4 on both sides, so I'm going to take this width and I'm going to subtract 8, 132. And for the height, I'm just going to do 1. And we're going to make this black.
That was a lot of numbers. Math wizard.
Whoops. Oh, right. It should be 14 plus the height of the text plus 2. So that should be 24. Nice. Check it out. We got a line. All right. So I think the idea for this inventory is it's going to be like, did you guys ever play Legend of Zelda for the Game Boy? Like the Oracle of Seasons or Oracle of Ages or Link's Awakening?
No.
Okay, that's fine. So basically, the way that worked is you had an A slot and a B slot. And these are the slots where you can, do things and like use your equipment. And so what you do is you go over everything in your inventory. And if you press A, it goes to the A slot. If you press B, it goes to the B slot. And then when you close the menu, you can then press those buttons to use those items.
Cool.
So let's go ahead and figure out some items we're going to need. And I will draw them.
Shovel. Watering can. P0.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead now and what's the best way to do this? Maybe like an array of images, and then we'll do an array of text to go with it. Okay. So let's go ahead and make a new variable called tools. Let's put in some stuff.
Do we need art? Are you gonna make art?
I'll draw it.
Okay,
I can't have you guys draw everything. I need some of it.
Good. I have other plans.
What are your plans? You don't have.
You'll have
Keep
to
it-
see. Yeah. If I tell you now, then what secrets do I have,
All right, let's do a watering can. What color should the watering can be?
Red.
Okay.
Blue. Blue is also good.
No, red's, very cute. I love it.
Yeah, I like red. Mm.
I need a watering can.
Oh wait, the watering cans have handles on their side, huh?
I think both kinds
Mm-hmm.
exist.
Okay, so our basic watering can shape. And I'm gonna go in with a little bit of shading, maybe. Vivian's so much better at shading than I am.
Am I? I feel like you just, the palette's laid out perfectly. Yeah. It's not skill based, it's like fill in the color by numbers.
Yeah, so it makes me feel pretty bad when I end up with something that doesn't look good.
You're too close to the situation, Richard. You gotta zoom out your pixels, and you can't tell. Too close to the situation.
Is that okay?
It's great. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking
All right.
about.
I feel like you guys are just being nice.
Wouldn't your life be worse if we were being mean?
Yep.
Only mean.
All right, next we're gonna do the next item, which is I think gonna be gloves.
Ooh.
Oh man, hands are so hard to draw. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys one thing to draw, and it's
Oh,
gloves.
man. I can do it, Shannon.
Yes, thanks, Vivian.
All right, now let's go ahead and do. We want a shovel.
Maybe no, never mind. I was gonna say a sword, but probably the least efficient way to remove your plants.
Yeah. Whoops. Man, so I was reading the other day about this donut shop.
Uh-huh.
And when you go into the donut shop, if you're a regular, they just like take down your mug. Because they have them all hanging on a wall, and they just fill it up with coffee for you.
How do you become a regular? Is it like a program you apply it to, or you just have to go and hope?
I think you just have to go a lot. You got to put in the work, you know?
That's amazing. I don't think I've ever.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I want that.
Mm-hmm. Is that in Seattle or not in Seattle?
It's not in Seattle. It is in Washington.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. All right. Next, I think we want to do like a hoe. That's what you till the ground with, right?
Yeah.
I think that looks like something like this.
Yeah, it's fatter. I think it's like the fat one. Maybe no, but that's good. I just mean like in real life, you know. Well, no, I can't say in real life. In Stardew Valley, it's the one that's fatter. I don't know what it looks like in real life.
So good.
Okay, do I have anything in chat, by the way?
For
Many things.
there's a lot of things in chat. I don't know if you want all the things in chat.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's start with our protagonist via Shannon.
Oh wait, I put a better I put in a share link at the bottom.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I also put in all of the images separately, so it's up to you.
All right, I'm gonna use this share link.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I was gonna make hands.
Whoa.
I forgot.
That's a bug I fixed, I think.
Oh.
I'll look into that later. All right, what was I doing? Right, getting the crow. So because Shannon gave me a nice share link, I can go into gallery, scroll down to the bottom, or somewhere.
Somewhere.
Not the bottom?
Ah, there we go. Yeah, sorry, I was looking down at the very bottom, but it is the bottom. It's just above the tiles.
This is probably something we should fix.
Have we
Well, no,
always had...
Vivian's fixing it.
Am I fixing it? Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. We got a crow now.
Woo.
Let's go ahead and add another extension real quick. Another Richard original. Which is Ricknell/character animations. And we're going to use this to make animating our crow easy. So we're going to loop some frames. Right now we just have one image for each of the frames. So do that. Let's go ahead and scroll down to the bottom. This will be moving left. And we will change this to, moving left. We're also going to do the, do I just flip this, Shannon?
Yes. There's also a flipped one in there, but it is just this image flipped.
All right. So this is going to be for moving right.
Richard.
Yes.
For the hands? What are the hands for in the tools?
Picking things up.
Oh, okay.
All right, now we just need one more for moving, not facing up, moving up.
Arduino in the chat also notes that you picked facing right instead of moving right.
Thank you.
We have the best chatters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes our lives easier.
All right. So now that I have all of this in here, I can just, walk around. It looks so good, Shannon. Are you opposed if I go into this and I duplicate?
No, do it.
And
absolutely.
Then do just that?
Yeah, I just didn't want to. I didn't feel like doing it, but you should do it.
Make this like 200.
Oh, cute.
So good. All right. Back to tool time. Okay, so let me go ahead and get rid of these imposters. Oh my gosh, so many plants, guys. All right, I want to make sure I get all of these in. So I'm going to do it real quick. And Let me think. I'm just gonna put it into a bunch of like loose images right now, and then we'll figure out what to do with them later. Are they all 16 by 16?
Yeah, mine are.
Awesome.
I'm good
Okay,
at
this first
following
one is
directions.
tall plant top. Ooh.
Yeah, my pitch for this plant is it grows tall. So you keep this one at the top, and then there's like a bottom part that you just multiply it.
Nice.
Oh.
My dream is that one day we'll just have a bunch of these walking around at the bottom of the screen. You're like, where do these come from? And you have to walk miles to find the bottom.
Nice.
I have no idea what they look like together, but hopefully realistic.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, totally matches up.
All right, the next one we have is carnivorous plant, not eating.
But it's
nice.
Out. Yeah, because it's silly. A little bit goofy.
Okay, next we have carnivorous plant, eating. Ah, I love the teeth.
Oh, man.
Did you just know how to spell carnivorous?
Yeah, I was worried for a moment, but it worked out.
Wow. I had to use spell check.
Next we have a plant from Shannon, which I'm guessing is a plant shaped like the letter A. Oh, it's so cool. Okay, next we have self-spreading plant full.
Oh yeah, the naming for this one's not great. I got confused. My pitch for this one is that it'll like spread its seeds by itself, and it'll be like, taking over.
Nice, I like it.
Thank you.
All right, and then we have 3 stages of the self-spreading plant growing.
It's out of 3, but I started naming them with the 0 index. So the last one's 2 out of 3. And I didn't realize until I was already at 1 out of 3. So
Don't worry, I got it.
Thank you. Still working on those gloves. How do you define fingers when you only have like pixels?
That's a good question. Would it make it easier if they were wing gloves?
What are wing gloves?
Well, it's a bird, so it has wings. So the
Oh,
glove.
you could just do the claws.
I don't think that'll translate well. I feel like people will look at that and be like, huh, what are the bird claws for? Good health? Yumminess? Don't know.
Could be yumminess.
But you know what? I'm rotating my gloves clockwise one, so it looks like it would be worn on talons. For realism.
Nice, we got plants. Okay, so let's go ahead and start doing the inventory. So we'll start with these 3, and then when we have gloves, we'll add the gloves. But for now, we want to draw all 3 of these. Oh, I should make another array real quick for the tool names. And we'll do watering can, shovel. Oh.
What happened?
What?
Oh, nothing. It sounded like you lost something. I was like, oh no.
Nope. All right, so when we're drawing our inventory, we want to draw all of these in the rectangle, and then, it'll be something that you can select if you want. So we're going to go ahead and do a for loop here. We're going to do an index 1 because we're going to need that index. And we're going to go from 0 to the length of the array minus 1. So let's go ahead and change this to length of the array tools and go into math and get our minus 1. And now, inside of this sprite utils, there is also a draw image on another image, which is nifty, because now I can go into the, I can change the image to be the screen, and I can go ahead and get these tools from our array and draw them. So let's go ahead and go to our, let me see, get value at. Change this to be tools. Change this to be index. And now, woo, we're drawing all the tools in the upper left corner.
Woo.
Okay, so we want to draw these in like a grid. So to do that, we're going to need to calculate two values, the column in the grid and the row in the grid. And I think we want to give a little bit of space to these guys, so let me go ahead and collect my thoughts. We're going to have, we need to figure out the column and the row. Each image is 16 by 16. I'm going to add like, I don't know, maybe 4 pixels of padding. So that means that each column and each row is going to be 20 by 20. Each cell is going to be 20 by 20, if that makes sense. And so we're going to use this to calculate where to position these tools. So for now, let's go ahead and define the top, and I'm going to use a variable to do that. Tool top, not tool taupe.
Is taupe a color?
Yes, it's also the thing that chefs wear.
What? You mean aprons?
I think it's taupe.
Oh, those are hats.
Oh, is it? Is it? You might be right.
It's cute and red. I think. I don't really know anything about chefs.
All right, so our tool top 24 is where we're drawing that line. So let's add like 4 more pixels and we'll make it 28. And for the left, we're just going to use 14, which is what we've been using for these things. So let's go ahead and set our position now. To do that, we're going to use some math. And let's go ahead and do the index times 20. And then we're going to add our left to get the x. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to add 14. And for the y, for now, let's just go ahead and put in our tool top. Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Man, that looks awesome.
So that's pretty neat. But we also need to have a little selector to go around. And also, this isn't going to work forever. If we eventually end up getting like a bunch of different things, we're going to have to deal with wrapping. So for now, let's just leave this as is, and we're going to start drawing our selector sprite. So for our selector, I'm just going to go ahead and make it easy on us. I'm going to draw an image for it. So this image needs to be bigger than 16 by 16. So I'm going to make it, let's say, well, 20 by 20. That's how big our cell is. So 20 by 20 is probably good. And I'm just going to make it like a dotted white line. So let's go ahead and fill this in for now.
Are you going to use the rotate?
And then,
oh, never mind.
Nope.
Could use the rotate. Never mind.
Could I?
Maybe.
Probably.
But not with this dotted method. This dotted method is beautiful because it's asymmetrical, so your eye is always engaged.
I think you could have rotated it and then moved it up one or two, well, up or down one to like line up where you wanted it to be. But this
I'm
is
100% sure this is going to work out. Yeah, doesn't quite,
enough.
but it's close enough.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and give this a name. It'll be selector. Are you the selector? That's a Star Fox 64 joke for you all. So we're going to go ahead now and I think make a variable which is going to be selected index. And selected index, when we open the menu, is always going to start at 0. So let me go ahead and go into our open menu function and put it there. And we can decide if we want to change that later. But for now, I'm just going to make it always start at 0 because I think that's going to be a little bit easier. And so when we draw this, we're going to do the same thing that we did before. So we're going to draw this, but instead of getting the tool image, we're going to do the selector image. And, well, let's see how that looks right now. Yeah, not great. We need to adjust because this thing is actually bigger than our images are. So we need to subtract, I think, 2 pixels from the top and from the left so that the image is completely contained within our selector guy. So let's go ahead and do some math real quick. We're going to do this. We're going to do -2. We're going to do another over here, -2. Then we're going to press menu, and it's going to be perfect. Perfect.
Perfect.
All right, cool. So let's now actually make it so that we can move this around. Do we have gloves yet?
Yeah.
Nice.
They're gloves if you know they're supposed to be gloves, you know? I haven't looked at it with an unbiased eye, so I don't know what, the common person...
We will judge it. Unbiased eyes.
Oh, that's great.
Great, Vivian.
But you know that they're supposed to be gloves. If you pull a random person off the street and you make them look at these squares, and you're like, what is this? They'd be like, I don't know, Florida?
I think in small form, it absolutely looks like gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The context of the game, too, I think helps.
I think people are going to be able to tell.
Yay.
Yay, gloves.
Gloves.
All right, cool. So now that we've got this in there, we'll probably have to deal with that wrapping thing later once we have more stuff to put in the inventory. I'm not going to worry about it for now. Let's just make it so that we can move our selected index around. So we're going to go into controller and we're going to do some button presses. Let's do on
macro question. What are the tools for?
So the we're going to use the shovel to make dirt out of grass. We're going to use the hoe to turn it into tilled soil. We're going to use the gloves to pick things up. I think later we might have like debris or something that you have to move out of the way, or just items in the overworld that you can pick up. It can also, I think that one will also be used for like plants. Like if you want to pick up a plant and move it around.
Yeah. I don't think we'll need that many more tools.
Yeah. Well, I think we're also going to put your seeds and stuff in here.
I see.
You know?
Cool. Yeah.
Does that answer it?
Yes.
Is that a reasonable way to be approaching this game?
I didn't actually realize there was also a gardening component, which does make sense. But I assumed you would just be putting seeds in the dirt and they would be like cross-pollinating themselves. But this is cool. This is better.
Oh, yeah. That would probably be faster, but we're not about speed.
What are we about, Richard?
You know, the children.
Pushing the creativity envelope.
Shannon, have you tried stuffing envelopes? I feel like, they don't grow very well. They really like holding what they want to hold, and they don't go anywhere else.
We're expanding the universe of what counts as a game.
So we're finding a bigger paper to make the envelope out of.
Yes.
Yeah. We're a paper mill.
All right. So we're going to change our selected index, and we want to make sure that we can't go below 0. So I'm going to go into math. I'm going to grab a max, and I'm going to change it to selected index -1. So this will make it so that we'll either choose the selected index -1, which is greater than 0, or if we have like -1 because we're already at 0, we'll choose the 0 instead, and so we'll never go into negative numbers. It's a neat little trick. We use it a lot in JavaScript.
I've never used it in JavaScript, but I use it a lot in our games.
Use it pretty often. Or often I do a min-max to do clamping, you know? So we're going to do a similar thing for right, except instead of max, we're going to use min. And this is going to be a plus. And instead of 0, we want to use whatever our maximum number is. So to get that, we're going to go into arrays. We're going to get our length, and we're also going to do a -1 on it. Whoops, I broke something. Oh, whoops. I think I might have undid a little bit too much there.
Where are you using selected index?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a quarter?
That's not a quarter.
No, it's not a quarter.
Nice.
Oh, wait. No, something weird's going on.
Now the gloves are gone. Oh.
Yeah, now the gloves
Oh, shoot. All the images down the plants are gone, too.
They're still here. They're just like out of the
Yeah.
image box. Oh, boy. More work for us.
Woo! More work for us. Yay.
All right, cool. We've got our little inventory thing going. And just to make it, a little more flavorful, a little spicier, if you will, we're going to go ahead now and I think put the name of the thing you have selected up here in a different color. So let's go ahead and where we are printing our text, also going to print the tool name. So let's go ahead and go into tools, go into arrays and get value at, not tools. We want to do tool names. Put in the selected index over here. And we want to print this at the end of inventory, and to figure out what that is, I'm just going to change this color to be, like, I don't know, purple, and I'm going to put in random X values until I get something that works. 80.
Oh.
Not bad, a little less. 70.
This is peak UI design, Richard. So cool.
Nice.
I think maybe like a little more, maybe like 72.
Oh, perfect. That's great. I like how watering can just fits.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, we're pretty much out of time now. But I think we got a lot done. In this time, got a lot of art, found a lot of bugs, and we got this nice little inventory thing up and working also, which is pretty cool. I think that maybe we'll, like I said, we're probably going to come back to this on Friday because tomorrow we are finishing up animal drag racing. Mm-hmm. But hopefully next time we'll get into actually equipping items and then like doing the tasks, like nice. Actually using the item instead of just always tilling. And then we will hopefully that'll also include the planting and watering, and we'll get some growing action going. And then we'll have a stream after that probably that's going to be like genetics, and we all need to figure out how Punnett squares work again.
I think there's
Okay, yeah, Shannon knows how Punnett squares works ostensibly.
Okay, but I think there's like advanced Punnett squares too, where it's just like not just the 4, but it's like more maybe.
There's 4 on each side.
Yeah.
By the way, I was just throwing shade. Shannon actually does know how Punnett squares worked, and she tried to explain it to us, and it just went right over my head.
It's like Sudoku, but genetics.
It is like Sudoku, kinda.
It uses squares.
That doesn't sound right.
Have you heard a plant speak?
Refute it. Yeah, so tune in. Punnett squares, are they like Sudoku? Aren't they like Sudoku? Who knows? I'm Richard, at Richard on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Shannon, at Shakao on the MakeCode forums.
And I'm Vivian, at Live Cheerful on the MakeCode forums.
And guys, this is like our 5th gardening game. Hooray!
Most gardening games on Twitch. That's us.